But it doesn't sound like it sounds like, hello, fellow cousin. It's just like, that doesn't sound like Beth to me. And they're like, Beth, is that you? Yes, it is me. Why don't you come up here and play with us? And they're like, Beth, everyone's been looking for you. And they're like, you can tell them soon after I finish talking to you. And they're like, okay. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Cheers to that indeed. But chat, I have a very important question for you. This question being, chat, how many of you have seen the 2015 horror comedy classic, chat, Christmas horror comedy classic, Krampus, chat, directed, of course, by Michael Dougherty? I'm very curious, chat, because here's how I saw it opening weekend. Very nice. I think I did, too. I think I saw it opening weekend as well. It was a fun time. Why am I so voiced? I did not. And there we go. That's perfect. Then I will serenade you with my retelling of said film, Nia Brownie. It's going to be great. Golden, seen it. Corbin, I have not seen it. Berserker, I have. I enjoyed it a lot because it reminded me of those horror movies from the 80s and early 90s. Oh, definitely. There's a lot of 80s stuff in here, which I like. I saw Krampus in the theater on release. Everybody's like, nope, never. Haven't yet, says V, but been waiting to. Ooh, now it's the opportunity to do so. Too Tall. I've heard of it, but never seen it. Edman only saw clips. DeCarlock's seen it. James, haven't seen it. Neither. Oh, you should watch Trick or Treat. That was his other feature. I'm going into details about this man, Mr. Dougherty, chat. Casface, sadly, I couldn't see it streaming. Couldn't find it streaming anywhere. Gotcha. I know that Trick or Treat used to be on. I don't know if it's on Netflix now, but that's how I originally saw it was on Netflix. It might still be up there, but I just don't know. Stizzy Man, I have not, but at the time it came, I kind of wanted to. Viral says, not I. Well, chat, I have seen this film, and it is one of my favorite, Christmas horror movies. It is up there for Gremlins. It's like number 2, with Gremlins still on top. Like, Gremlins will always be number 1. It'd be hard to beat Gremlins, chat. That is a classic. That's a film I'm always going to go back to, chat. Always enjoy watching at least once a year. And same thing with Krampus and or Krampus, chat. I'm not one of those guys that have to shame you. It's like, you have to say it the European way. Listen, I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. All right? So if I want to call it Krampus, or if I suddenly start saying Krampus, chat, I mean, that's just the way it's going to be during this review. I'm going to go back and forth. I forget people's names, and I give them nicknames, which in this movie, there's a lot of characters. I'm like, I don't know what your name is. I'm going to give you a nickname so I can remember you, chat. That's how it's going to go. So I'm going to go Krampus or Krampus. But really enjoyed this movie, chat, when I first saw it in the theater. Saw with a really good audience of people. I think we're also getting into it, too. And as it was said before, Dex Kappa, welcome to stream. Thank you for the 5 days. I think it would be good to stream Overwatch. No. I'm definitely going to be doing that, man. Definitely. I'm going to re-download Overwatch. I talked about that recently on my big Friday announcement. So check out that VOD. Overwatch was indeed mentioned. Play my girl Ash, chat, voiced by good old Jennifer Hale, chat. Fem Shep, as we all know. The great Fem Shep. But, chat, I saw this in the theater in 2015. Loved it, chat. And this movie always stick out in my mind, chat, because 2015, I also got into my first car accident where I got fucking sideswiped and just completely destroyed my fucking car. And it pissed me off so goddamn much. So every time I see this movie, I think about that time. So I have like a personal thing with this movie. But it's not the movie's fault, chat. It's just these things. I saw Krampus. I was so happy. And the next day, car accident. I was fine. The person, it was a hit and run. They went in my lane, chat. Didn't know I was there. Like, I was driving. Like, I was doing my goddamn due diligence, chat. I was minding my own fucking business, and boom, person didn't see me, chat. I spun out, they spun out, and they just took off. They fucking took off, chat, because you could tell this car, their car looked like a piece of shit. Looked like a piece of shit, chat. And they're like, they have no insurance. I know that for a fact. And they fucking took off. Assholes, chat. Assholes. I had to make a claim on my own insurance. Insurance went up and everything. But thankfully, I didn't get it to didn't go up so significantly since I was not at fault, chat. Managed to get the car repaired, and then boom, several years later, hitting the fucking back. Which totally killed the car. Oh, my God. Some crackhead? I don't know. They were on something. I think the drug was stupidity. It was stupidity and cowardice, Chad. That's what it is. Not taking responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, Chad. And that guy would not be a good guy or woman. I don't know who it was, Chad. Could be anyone. Chad. But they would not be a good sparkman. That I can tell you, Chad. They would become evil with that shit. But I always think of that moment when I also think of Krampus, Chad. Sadly, even though I think it's such a good movie, I really love this film. Blends the Christmas holiday with the shenanigans, Chad, of Halloween. All the sorts of demonic monsters, actually based on the mythology, the folklore, Chad, the Austro-Bavarian folklore, Chad. Yes, I just read that off of Wikipedia, Chad. Could you tell? Of Krampus, Chad, which is basically the antithesis of Santa Claus. This demonic goat-like being, Chad, who tortures families during the holidays because their kids are little pieces of shit. Capture the kids, Chad, put them in the sack, and feast upon their insides, Chad. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Used to scare children back in the day, Chad. I'm glad that it's still relevant to this day. Krampus has kind of come, has been celebrated in various cultures, Chad, especially in Europe. You see him often in parades, right? Locked arm in arm with Santa, Chad. It's like his evil half. His evil half, his evil twin, if you will. But I really love this movie. I love how it brought in, yes, the original Austro-Bavarian stuff, of course, but also modernizing it too, everything to do with the elves and also mixing in with, the corporatization, the commercialization of the holidays. It's like, it's really fun. It's great. And also the general dysfunction of family gatherings, Chad, during the holidays, whether it be Christmas or anything else. It was just a really enjoyable movie. It was very funny. Even though I think it was rated R. It has blood in it, not too much gore, but there's enough violence where I was thoroughly entertained. Like, this could have been like a hard PG-13, and I don't think anyone would notice, but it's just they use a lot of swears, Chat. They use the F word a lot. And it was like, ooh, people get mad. So that's why I got the R rating it did. But, this could be a hard PG-13, Chat, I think, honestly. But I really enjoyed it, and, at the time I was like, everyone's going to love this movie. They're going to kind of consider it a modern-day Gremlins, and so many people were like, this movie sucks. Like, this movie has very mixed reviews among critics and audiences. Like, I knew some people that hate this movie, and I'm like, why? And the big sticking point, I think this is, and I'm like, I can kind of see it, but I think that was what the movie does. That's the point. The big thing that bothers people about this film is the family itself. The family they can be, they're supposed to be annoying. They're annoying. They're not very likable, Chat. But despite that, that's the point, though, of the movie. So when bad things occasionally happens to them, or if they get a comeuppance or something, then it's like, you feel kind of good about it. But even then, because the family, that we got to pull ourselves fucking together, Chad. Like, nothing breeds teamwork than fucking tragedy and the threat of death. And that's what they did. They came together and they became better for each other, and they still got fucked up anyway. I thought that was great. I thought that was great about the movie. But a lot of people hate it. And I just don't personally understand it. I mean, maybe just, like, again, maybe it brought up, like, a lot. Listen, I have a dysfunctional family, so I understand. So, like, are just bad memories. Like, no, fuck, I don't want to go through that. I just don't like annoying people. Then fair enough, but I think that was the movie's intention, was to have these annoying characters, and all the actors do a great job. This is an all-star fucking cast. It has an all-star cast. Of course, you got Adam Scott, Toni Collette as a husband and wife couple, Chad. You got David Koechner, Chad. You got Allison Tolman, who was probably best known for her role in Fargo, Chad. Did an excellent job. You have I'm going to butcher her name. I'm going to butcher her name, Chat. She plays Aunt Dorothy in the movie. But Conchata Farrell, who plays she's great. Every time she's in a goddamn scene, Chat, as the no-nonsense great aunt of the family, Chat. And she's just throwing her shit around, telling anyone what's on her mind. Hilarious. And people, they hated these characters. But again, I think that's the point of the movie, is to make them annoying. So when bad things do happen to them, it's like, I don't care. But even at the point, you're like, actually, I don't want anything bad happening, because they'll pull together. Anyway, Chad, it's a really fun movie. Wonderful practical. Michael Dougherty, he also did Trick or Treat, Chat. That was his original kind of setup to Halloween, horror films with that. It's an anthology Halloween movie where all these different stories take place in the same night, Chat. Came out during like the mid-2000s, like 2007, 2008, I think, around that time, and loved it, Chat. It might be on Netflix to this day, or might be on another streaming service, but highly recommend it. And this is kind of his follow-up to that one. I hope he does an Easter one, Chat. He kind of mentions, like, well, is it going to be a demonic Easter bunny next holiday? I was like, yes, that's desperately what I want. It'd be hilarious. But so if you want like an inkling of his work, check that out. Krampus, I think, is an excellent follow-up, Chat. And then he did Godzilla King of the Monsters shit. That was like his first big budget movie, and I think that's where he kind of lost his way to a degree. Not his fault, Chat, but like, what I liked about all the previous two movies he worked on They were very personal. He definitely looked like he had a passion for practical effects or blending practical with CGI, and it really worked for both films, in my opinion. Whereas Godzilla I don't know. I saw the movie the first time. I was like, that was enjoyable. But after a while, it's like I've very much soured on that Godzilla sequel personally, chat. And I don't know what he's working on next. I'm really not sure. But we'll see. But I highly recommend Krampus, chat. Also, kind of give you a brief background. The movie was made for about $15 million, chat. It had a respectable box office of $61.5 million. So it did fairly well, chat. People were entertained by this. Audiences, I think, for the most part, liked it. But yeah, it's kind of like this weird mixed opinion on this film. But I'm one of the people that is on the other side that really enjoys this movie. But chat, let's get into the nitty. Oh, actually, I already asked you that. I was going to say, what about you guys? Yeah, you already told me how your opinions wherever you saw this film. So I'm already ahead of myself, chat. But let's get into the nitty-gritty details, chat. Opening scene, chaos. People are ripping each other apart, chat. Inside the malls, in various stores, chat. It's like nothing. They're just saying all the goddamn Christmas carols, chat. Like they're just enjoying the Christmas holiday season by just beating the shit out of each other as they're trying to get this new material object, chat. So their kid will just shut the fuck up. They'll shut the fuck up for the weekend so they can have 48 hours of some silence and relaxation, chat, until the next week, until it all starts all over again, chat. They gotta go for the next fucking thing. And I love it, chat, because it's just, you have this wonderful, like, holiday music playing over all, and you've seen in Black Friday, chat. You've seen in Black Friday, people just ripping each other apart, stampeding over each other, chat. People are just dying. They're getting collapsed internal organs, chat, collapsed lungs. It's fucking chaos. Darkstar, thank you for the 5 minutes. So an average Christmas shopping experience. Exactly. The typical, prototypical, average Christmas shopping experience. No doubt about it. I just love the scenes, too, because you get the classics, people pulling on each other's hair, ripping their wigs off and things. You have the security guard. You did see this one female security guard, chat. She's fucking built, and she's, like, dragging these two people away, just going, like the Incredible Hulk and everything. And it's all done in slow-mo, like montage. The camera's just panning around the store. The choreography is really, really funny. And already in the beginning, chat, the dysfunction is on full display. This is what you're in for with this film. And then we cut to our principal characters, chat. Cut to our principal. Oh, also we see Santa Claus, and he's just sitting there, just miserable. All these kids are just screaming at him and crying, and then the one shat on him. He's just like, I hate my life. This sucks. This is not worth the money. It's just not worth the money for however long I have to do this. And chat, we come to our principal characters, chat. You got Adam Scott, you got Toni Collette. They're the couple, chat, and they're trying to get their son off of this one little boy who he's fighting with, chat. And the goddamn sister Beth, she's laughing, she's fucking recording all this stuff, gonna post to the social media, chat. But little Max, he has had it up to here with the lack of holiday spirit, and he just fucking lost it, chat. And he just joined the goddamn fray of chaos. But it's like, what could have gotten Max, in a tizzy? Why is he so goddamn mad, chat? Thank you so much. Silver Streak, welcome to stream. Thank you for the host. Always appreciate that. Chat, please do check out Silver Streak and her content. I would really appreciate. She's a quality streamer, very, very funny, has a very nice community. Chat, give her a follow, give her a subscription if possible. Currently reviewing Silver Streak Krampus, depending on how you want to say it, chat. I'm not shaming you. You say it the way you want to say it, okay? Tonight, before going to Courage Cowardly Dog. Hope you're doing very, very well. Good evening, sir. Good evening, my lady. Oh, no. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here as always. But chat, what could have gotten Max in such a tizzy, chat? His parents drag him home. They drag him home, chat. And, Adam Scott, he's like, Jesus Christ, you're going to have to write a letter to the school, okay, to apologize for ruining the goddamn play, chat. They were having a nativity play who has a fucking school nativity play in the mall? That's just weird to me. I don't understand it, Tips. I don't want to do that one. Don't bring up that meme. Milady. Oh, God, I feel shame. But chat, let's eliminate the shame by talking about this movie film, chat. So Adam Scott, he's all pissed off because he's like, you're gonna have to write a goddamn report to the school board. You're gonna have to report, because how you ruined the nativity play. But again, chat, why would you have a nativity play in the mall for your school? That is weird to me. That I do not understand, chat. That I do not understand. Like, why don't you just have it at the goddamn school? Why has it be at the mall? I don't understand it. But he's like, I'll do that, Dad. I'll do it. But, I just got mad because fucking Timmy, that little shit Timmy, chat. That little shit Timmy He was telling everyone that Santa doesn't exist. How could you say that? And, Beth is just like, because you still believe in Santa Claus. He's like, no, that's not true. No, it's because, there are like other little kids who still believe in him, and he's ruining the experience for them. And that's a really shitty thing to do. I'm on Max's side right this. And then we see his grandma, Chad. Good old grandma. What's her name? Omi. Her name is Omi. Well, that's her like the little German nickname, Germanic nickname, Chad, for Grandma Omi. And she's making a bunch of holiday treats. She's making a bunch of holiday cookies. Omi, she's like the best member of the family, Chad. She's great. She also gives very important exposition at a time where it's like, you could have told us all this shit earlier and we could have prepared. She's like, nah, I wanted to wait to see how this all played out. But we're not at that point yet, Chad. I'll tell you when we're at that point, by the way. But he goes to Grandma, and Grandma's just, Max, and she's sprecking the German. She had a lot of German sprech going on, and she's like, you know what? How about a cookie? You would like a cookie right now? How about some hot chocolate? He's like, yeah, Grandma. And she sees how sad he is, and Grandma's like, what's wrong, Max? He's like, I just, Christmas used to be so great, every single year, and I really enjoyed it and everything, and now it just doesn't seem to be as great anymore. My mom and dad are fighting more. Beth doesn't want to hang out with me. The kids are all mean and stuff. They don't believe in Santa. But it's not that I believe in him or anything. Grandma's like, And it's like, Grandma, do you believe in Santa? And she's like, of course I do. Of course I believe in jolly, that jolly old Saint Nick, that fat man. No, he's great. He's like, really? Of course. But I also know of the dark one. And he's like, excuse me? She's like, never mind. Don't worry. I'll tell you that important exposition later on in the film. You go ahead, enjoy your cocoa and your cookies, but the facade shall fall, and we shall all be enveloped in darkness. He goes, oh! And he goes and enjoys his cookies and hot chocolate and everything, chat. Having a good time. Having a very good time. But eventually, we cut back to little Tony Collette and Adam Scott, and they're talking. They're stressed out because, the family's visiting, chat. The family, Aunt Linda's coming with her husband, chat. Good old, I always forget the actor's name, chat. Dan Cockner. David Koechner, chat. David Koechner. He's coming, and they don't really get along, chat. They have very dissimilar views. They don't really agree on everything. It's always very stressful on the holidays. You're staying for 3 goddamn days, chat. It's like December 23rd, and they're leaving on Christmas Day. So 23rd, 24th, and 25th. It's like, ugh, that's a little too much. It's a little too much, chat. And, Tony Collette just put up a picture because they always do they always take a picture of Santa every year, and they have like a whole collection of them. And they see that Santa Claus is staring at her daughter's ass. It's like, hey, yeah, it's a big ass. And she's like, ugh. And she still keeps it up there on the wall. Why? Why are you doing that? Eventually, chat, we cut back up to Beth's room, chat. She's talking to her boy toy, chat, I forget his name, chat, Finn. I'm going to call him Finn. And she's like, man, I'd rather be there with you right now instead of with my stupid family. He's like, hell yeah, girl. This is how I'm celebrating the holidays. And he has this big old candy cane bond, chat. He's doing drugs. He's doing the drugs. Lucky Dog Podcast, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. Happy to have you. Yeah, no, gifted to me by some very generous people in the chat. Again, thank you so much. And so, Beth's like, oh my God, I wanna suck on that bond. He's like, I got something else you could suck on. Oh, but it's like, that's inappropriate. And he's like, well, why can't you come on over? She's like, I can't because my fucking relatives are coming over. My mom and dad will be upset if I leave. And he's like, oh, it sucks. When are they gonna get over there? And then, chat, the earth begins to fucking shake. It begins to shake, chat. Now that dude is in love. Good God. Indeed. But the earth begins to shake, chat, and the relatives have come, chat. David Cockner and Aunt Linda, chat, and their various broods of failure, along with Aunt Dorothy, chat. They have arrived at the house. Everyone's like, oh, shit, Jesus Christ. And Tony Collette, she's having a fucking panic attack, chat. She's like, has PTSD. She's like, it's Christmas. It's fucking Christmas. It's fucking Christmas. And she's shaking. She's like, oh, Merry Christmas. And she opens the door, and they all come in, chat. And we see her sister, Linda, chat. And she's like, oh, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. It's like, here, we brought you something for the spread for the dinner. Macaroni and cheese with cut up hot dogs. The quintessential item that you must have on your table during Christmas. She's like, oh, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. It's like, that's the only thing she could come up with at the top of her head, chat, Tony Collette. And then fucking David Cockner, he comes in, chat, and he has this, he's got all the presents and everything. They're all wrapped in newspaper, chat, because they're relatively poor. They can't, fucking buy the gift wrap, chat. As David Cockner says, that lib gift wrapping paper can't do it, chat. Can't do it with the presents, chat. Old-fashioned newspaper. It's a dying medium, so why don't we just fucking cover all material objects in it and shove it in our faces? That's what it should be. He's walking in there, chat. Adam Scott tries to help him, but all fucking crashes on the floor, and he says a very sarcastic remark to Adam Scott. Adam Scott says, he's biting his fucking lip, chat, biting his goddamn tongue. He just doesn't want to start now. But it's not off to a good start here, chat. Dark Side, anything with the vibe? Is this a redneck? They're kind of like, it's very much like Christmas Vacation with Cousin Eddie. When Cousin Eddie comes to visit and he's not invited. But they fucking invited these people, so it's on them. It is on them, okay? Clark did not want to invite Eddie. Eddie invited himself, but they invited these people. So it's like, you brought this hell upon you and your family, okay? That's how it is, chat. That's how it is. But they come on in there. Also, you see the two girls, chat, and you can tell that the two girls are very much tomboys. That, the David Cockner, chat, he wanted boys. He always wanted boys, chat. Didn't want any girls, but he's basically made, you're going to be tomboys, so they're all in the fucking football. They're in a bad foul mood, chat, because apparently the Steelers lost. They lost the sports ball game, chat. They lost the sports ball game, and so they're very upset by that. Also, chat, we're introduced to the other character of Howie, chat. Or he is the fat boy, chat. He just walks in, chat. His face just looks like he can't close his mouth, chat, because his jowls. He's like 10 years old, and his jowls, chat, they're just pushing his face down. They're hanging down, chat. He's like, do you have any buttered noodles? It's like, no, we don't have any buttered noodles. You can't have so many carbs, Howie. And, Howie just fucking waddles over to Max, chat, and just kind of stands there, chat, kind of like, he can't really maintain his balance yet. Almost like he has vertigo or something like that. He's like, boy. He's a pug-faced boy, yeah. Oh, bring up those childhood memories. I was the boy my dad never had. Really? Oh, there, yeah. No, listen. My father's like, I wish you were into sports. He's like, I'm not. I'm not in the sports ball. He's like, oh, I know. I've never forgotten. It's like, thanks, Dad. Thanks. But, fucking the pug-faced boy, chat. That's what I'm going to call him now. I love that. He's just like, boy. and Max is like, I don't know how to communicate with this thing. Hey, what did you ask Santa for Christmas? And the guy's just, I just can't say anything, chat. I think all the diabetes. He's like a little Wilford Brimley. That's what I imagine. Just about Wilford Brimley must have looked like as a youth. And like all the diabetes has caught up with him, chat, and he looked like 50 years old for the rest of his life. And he just waddles off into the family room, chat. I imagine to eat something, what he assumes is food, chat. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have the ornaments. Can't tell. But then, chat, the best character enters the goddamn door. She walks in, it's Aunt Dorothy, chat. And she's like, all right, I'm fucking here. What do you got on the spread? And, Toni Collette's like, why the hell did you bring her? Because, Aunt Linda's like, well, we were just going to drop off gifts. But then when she was at the door of her trailer, she had a suitcase. And I couldn't tell her to stay at her trailer to spend Christmas alone. So we brought her. And Toni Collette does not like Aunt Dorothy, chat. Toni Collette, she doesn't like her because Aunt Dorothy is very rude. Very crude, speaks her mind, often talks about her bowel movements, chat. Talks about the fact that she just has a lot of tum-tum issues, and she's like, I hope you don't have any of that fucking fancy food because it does a number on the bowels. I just can't have that. No one wants Aunt Dorothy to clog up the toilet, chat. Hopefully it does not happen. It happens, but hopefully it won't happen yet. And so, but wait a minute, they forgot, don't you guys have another kid? Because, Toni Collette's asking Linda, like, don't you have the other? She's like, oh, yeah, the other one. Shit. Husband, David Cockner, can you go back in the car? They have this giant Humvee, chat. This giant Humvee. And like, can you go in there and get our newborn baby daughter? I just front pooped out of me. And he's like, we're on it. And he goes to the car, chat, and the whole car fucking reeks, chat, because the baby just dropped one, chat. It pooped everywhere. And they're like, listen, this one has a massive load in it. You gotta take care of it. He's like, oh, stinky baby. Okay, we'll change the diaper. So every streak, he just wanted me to be into hunting, fishing, snowmobiling, and where I love all of the above, sports are definitely not either of our things. Yeah, I'm not a big sports guy either. Silver Streak, never cared for it at all. But the baby is stinky, chat, but it's like, okay. We got the family's entered through the door. It can't get possibly worse, right? It can't get possibly worse. It can't be worse. Chat. And then And then, chat, we're at dinner. The spread has been layered out, chat, and already there's tension between everyone at the table, chat. You have the two daughters, chat, the two tomboy daughters of David Koechner and Linda, and they're always antagonizing Max, always going after him, just kind of fucking with him, just throwing their food at him. So why are you fucking throwing food at him? It's a family dinner. And Toni Collette's like, she wants to reprimand the kids, but then David Koechner and Linda aren't reprimanding the kids. They don't see it, chat, because they're busy with the baby. So it's just not great. And also, they have a bulldog, chat. They have a bulldog, a beautiful bulldog named Rosie. That's probably the best member of the family so far, chat. I'm a big bulldog fan. So to see a little just smushed in mutant dog who's like, oh, he looks, honestly, chat, the Rosie and the Buttered Noodles boy, they share more physical similarities than Buttered Noodles boy with the rest of the family. It's like, they're closer aligned to each other than anything else. Kind of the same species. But they're all at the table, chat, and fucking the Buttered Noodle Boys, chat, he drinks a 2-liter. He drinks a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and belches, and fucking Dave Cockner's like, that's my boy! That's my boy! And Adam Scott's just sitting there just going, he sure is. Yeah, he sure is your boy, he says questioningly. I assume. I don't know what that thing is, that lump who's sitting there eating all my food. He's like, I'm trying to get Howie into football shape, okay? He's going to be the biggest linebacker when he eventually gets to high school. I mean, if he can fucking walk by then, hopefully you don't have to cut his fucking feet off because of the diabetes getting to him, chat. But they're like, okay, that's kind of, also, fucking Beth, she's pissed off, she just want to be there, chat. Fucking Howie's burping and farting, and she's like, oh my God, I hate my life. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Aunt Dorothy, she's complaining about my bowels. It's like, oh, all this fancy food and shit. Jesus Christ. It's like you read a dictionary and just started naming all the food and talking all the stuff to Toni Collette. And she's like, well, maybe you can fucking help yourself to some more macaroni and hot dogs. She's like, goddamn right I will. That's some American food, America. And she helps herself to another heaping plate. But she's like, all right, I'm going to, you know what? How about dessert? How about we all get some dessert? How about we get some dessert? She goes in there, chat, making some creme brulee, some French shit. Meanwhile, David Koechner, chat, he's mocking Adam Scott for the fact that he was an Eagle Scout, chat. That's pretty good be an Eagle Scout, chat. You learn a lot of good life lessons, prepares you both for your education, chat, and survival and everything. It's good. He had a nice childhood, I believe, chat. Like Omi, she did right by her son. That is the grandmother, chat. Her son is Adam Scott, and she raised him right. She raised him. He's just, he's just stressed out because of the holidays. The wife, the marriage not doing very well, and now you got fucking David Koechner just fucking shaming him right there at the table. It's terrible, And then the girls, they get in on it. And they have stolen something from Max, chat. They stole his letter to Santa Claus. And he wanted to write this letter before the rest of the family got there so he can send it off to jolly old St. Nick. But they snatched it from him, chat, because they love torturing him so much. And, Max sees that they had letters like, ooh, what do we have? He's like, no, give that back. And even Beth's like, hey, give him back the letter. Like, even Beth's on Max's side, chat. She was teasing him before, but now she's like, come on, this is too much for everybody. I'm stressed out, he's stressed, we're all stressed out. Let's just try to have some civility here. Darkseid goes, buddies, where's Wilford Brimley and his diabetes ad? Seems appropriate. They need it. They really need it. It's like he should come in here. It's like, I need an intervention for your pug-faced boy. He is more dog than boy now. He's more pug than boy now at this point. So they start reading the letter, chat. Ooh, man, just trying to. This is very mean. And the first things on the letter, it's they're reading. Is this like, dear Santa? Oh, he believes in Santa. And Max is like, stop it. And they're like, I know I haven't been the best boy this year, little boy this year, or best kid this year. I know I haven't been the best son or anything. But I've tried really hard. I've just been really upset that, for one thing, that my sister and I don't used to hang out together like we used to. I really miss that. And the sister is looking at him. She's like, ah, shit. Like, she feels shame, chat. She feels really bad about that. I mean, you disagree with your siblings and everything, but you always have that connection, right? And she had that connection. She's remembering that connection she had with her brother, and she's like, ah, man, I have been mean to him and everything. Like, I like that. She feels actually guilty. And it's like, and I also feel really bad for my parents. I just wish they would love each other again. And Adam Scott's just like, oh, my God. Oh, no. And they just go on and be like, at that point, be like, stop reading the fucking letter. And these two little shits, everything that happens to these two girls, shits, like, fuck them. They deserve everything that's coming to them at this point. I don't care. And Gio's like, I just wish my mom and dad would love each other again. It's like, oh my God. Even David Koechner and Linda are like, ooh, this is really awkward and everything. And also, I'm hopeful for oh, wait, because then they start like, wait a minute, now it's about us and our family. That David Cockner and Aunt Linda, that, I know they have a lot of, troubles. I just hope that the next year will be a lot easier for them, that their entire family can get through it. And they're like, oh, I feel kind of bad. And I know that David Cockner, and she's like, wait a minute, Dad doesn't wish that we were boys. It's like, obviously he does. Obviously, he clearly does, because he's been fucking projecting on you for years, your entire childhood. He wants you to be boys, okay? That's clear. And then Toni Collette comes in. She's like, who wants creme brulee? And everyone's just like, whoo! And then fucking Max just, he launches himself across the table, chat, and he attacks his two cousins, chat, attacks his two tomboy cousins, and they are embroiled in a brawl of sorts, chat. Everyone's like screaming. The dog's like, whoa, the dog is barking, chat. Fucking the pug-faced boy, he's downing all the Mountain Dew he can get, chat. He's like, this is my last opportunity. And the Mountain Dew and all the buttered noodles he can stuff into his fat pug-like face, chat. That's all he's got. And it's goddamn chaos, it's goddamn chaos. Omi's trying to help Max, like, you can't do this, can't do this. And he's like, fuck it, I hate all of you guys. I just want a really nice Christmas, and you guys will fucking ruin it. Fuck you. And he runs up the stairs. And it's really awkward and things. And to Toni Collette and Scott are like, Max, get back down here. But Aunt Dorothy's like, why? We should give that kid a fucking medal. He's the only one that's speaking the truth around here. Like, Aunt Dorothy, she's laying it down the law. She's telling the truth, chat. She's like, he said everything that was on his mind, and it's absolutely true. We are shitty people. I've embraced it. I'm a shitty person. Okay? All right? You should expect that from me, but he has a chance. He does shit. He has a chance. And then, chat, we later cut up to Max's bedroom, chat, and he's very upset. He has the letter that's kind of like got a little ripped up, and he's like, crying and everything. Adam Scott comes in, attempting to be the dad, chat, attempting to be the father figure. He's like, hey, bud, how you doing? He's like, I don't like my life, Dad. Everyone's mean. And he goes, yeah, I know, it kind of sucks. He's like, families are supposed to be there for each other. They're supposed to help each other. And like, when they come over, everything gets worse. And I miss hanging out with Beth and everything about you and Mom. He's like, hey, bud, listen, like the stuff you said in your letter, that was really sweet. And I know that things don't look great, and families, there's a level of dysfunction, man. There's a level of dysfunction. It's like, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, we don't always get along, but, you gotta try to get along. He's doing a really bad job of trying to, like, oh, don't worry, son, everything's gonna be fine. Like, you should actually, be consoling your son. And he's just so fucking burned out and just tired and pissed off that he's just like, yeah, things suck, but, hopefully they'll get better. Anyway, see you later. And he just walks out of the room. It's like, that was not a good job. He can prevent a lot of stuff that's from happening, chat. And, little Max, he's thinking about all this shit, chat, and he's, like, you know what, that didn't make me feel better at all, fuck it, and he's like, fuck you, Santa, and he starts ripping up that letter. She's like, fucking hate everything, I hate it, and he opens the window, chat, and he throws them all out into the night sky, chat. Oh no, an evil wind gets a hold of it, chat, and takes that rage. It's like, I got you, Max, I got you, I'm gonna come and help you out, but it's not Santa Claus, chat, no, it is not jolly old Saint Nick, chat, not Kris Kringle himself. It is Krampus or Krampus, chat. That is the person who is coming to town. He's always coming to town. Darklight, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well, my friend. Good to see you, of course, in the middle of my review for Krampus, chat. And all of a sudden, chat, the entire area, chat, is suffering from a massive snowstorm. Has affected the entire township, chat. It also brings down the entire power grid. It's a goddamn nightmare, chat. People are just without power. It's negative 20 degrees all of a sudden. Snow up to your chins. Like, how is anyone get anywhere, chat? All the goddamn people in the snow trucks, the salt trucks, they're all gone because they're all snowed in too. It's oh god, it's a mess, shit. It's a mess. But they have a good old knock on the door on December 24th, chat. And who is there? Someone's there to deliver some presents, chat. And Aunt Linda, she takes all these presents in because, the fucking rich families, and they're getting free stuff and everything. David Cocker's like, who's at the door? It's like they have more presents. And then they see like a sack right there. Oh, Dark's, I think, 5 days. Krampus checking off all the boxes for isolation. Yup, he's like, okay, I got it. He goes down the list. He checks that shit twice, chat. See if you're naughty. He doesn't give a shit if you're nice. He wants to make sure. Even if you are nice, he's going to fuck you up anyway. It's like, I don't care. It's what I do. You just happen to be in the area. It's kind of fucked up, chat. Like, Max brings destruction, not only to himself and to the family, to his entire neighborhood, to the entire county, chat. He fucks all these people up. He's like, these people weren't asking for that shit. A lot of people die in this film, chat. A lot of people die. But they see this delivery guy, chat. This delivery guy, his FedEx guy, he's like, here's your presents. He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, even working on Christmas Eve, he's just fucking froze. He's like, and there's all this other big bag of presents right there on the porch, and it's like in a big red sack. And they're like, oh, are those yours too? He goes, no, not mine. Must be the boys in brown. Anyway, I'll see you later. Hope I don't die off screen. And he goes off screen, chat, where he dies. And they take the fucking presents in, and David Cockner is like, Jesus Christ, fucking rich people are always getting free stuff. And Linda, it's the Democrats, honey. It's those goddamn Democrats. He's like, yeah, that's right. And they take the president inside, chat. And the thing is, like, the tensions have kind of eased down, chat. No one is as angry as they were. There's not really any power. People are kind of relatively bored, chat. They're all keeping to their separate spaces at the moment. That's kind of what they're doing. And Beth, she's bored, chat. She wants to meet her boyfriend, chat, and possibly have hot, sweaty sex. And also partake in the bond, take part in the herbal medicine, chat. She wants to go over there. And, Tony Collette's like, I don't know. And she's like, listen, Mom, okay, I'm just going to go down the block. He's just 3 blocks down. I'll be back. I promise. I'll see if anyone else has power. And she's like, oh, okay, but, be sure to call. And she's like, of course I will, Mom. And she goes out of the house. She goes out of the house. She's walking down the street. By the way, it's all in the first 15 minutes of the movie, which I really like. They get to the crazy shit very early on. They don't waste any goddamn time, chat. I appreciate that in this film. Not 45-minute build up to where we see the first creature. It's like, no, 15 minutes in, boom, creature attack. And so she's walking down the street, chat. And all these houses have been frozen solid. They've been frozen over, chat. These giant, just stalagmite icicles, chat. They could pierce you. They could pierce your tummy, and it'll be it for you, chat. It's like, Jesus Christ, it was like a winter apocalypse or anything. And she's walking down, chat, and then she hears a boom, and she looks to her right, and she sees there's fucking Krampus. Krampus is just like, how you doing? He's just on top of the roof, just looking at her like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna kill you and your whole family. She's like, ah! And he's jumping from house to house, chat. Jumping from house to house, and she's running her ass off, chat. She's trying to just get away from him. He's too fast, chat. He's just like this mound, chat. This mound of flesh. He's got broad shoulders, huge antlers, all coming out of this red cloak, chat. He's got these cloven hooves. And she's like, I can't outrun this guy. It's just maybe I can lose him in the storm. And she dives right underneath a fucking car, chat. The delivery boy's car, chat, who we saw, the FedEx guy. And she's like, sir, can you fucking help me, sir? He's like, oh! Because he's been impaled, chat, by many icicles. He's just fucked up, so he got. See, that guy was just doing his goddamn job, chat. Male people during the holidays, they're going through a lot. Sadly, there is a high self-harm rate, suicide rate for people in the mail services, chat, and especially during this year must be so goddamn stressful. And this guy, what did he get for his fucking service shit? A fucking giant icicle through the gullet, and always looking like that for the rest of his life. That's gonna look like that's gonna be a closed coffin. That's gonna be a closed casket funeral, chat. It's just going, ah! And so she dives underneath the vehicle, chat. She's hiding out under there. But then all fucking Krampus, chat. Good old Krampus. He knows that she's under there, chat. He just wants to fuck with her. That's what he does, chat. He's like, I'm all about my tricks. I like that kind of stuff. And you see his cloven hooves, chat, because he's like a half like a goat body, and he's like walking around and shit. It's all practical. I mean, the CGI, him jumping from place to place, that's CGI. But they have a giant puppet for Krampus, and it looks fucking cool as hell. And he's just stomping around, chat. She's like, guys, and then he just jumps away. She jumps away. But then she hears a ba-bum, 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 and she knows there's a fucking jack-in-a-box. It's like a little jack-in-a-box that he left, chat. Like he front pooped it, came out of his cloak, chat. He's like, what the hell is that? Like he pooped it out. A little pooped out jack-in-a-box, and it's going bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba 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 bum 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 ba ba ba. She's like, huh? And then and it eats her. And she's like, ah! And then it just takes her, chat. It just takes her and it just drags her away. Chat. It's like, what the fuck just happened? We don't know. We have no idea, chat. We have no idea. But eventually, chat, we do cut back to the house, and we see Tony Collette and Adam Scott. They're having a nice moment of quiet together. A little concerned, though. Their daughter hasn't called in 3 hours. They figured that she called, but maybe it's, fucking satellites or, are down or something. He's like, I don't think so. I think she'll be able to call. I don't know, chat. They're making up excuses, trying to make themselves feel better. That's what it really is. That's what it truly is, chat. And they're getting more and more concerned as it later goes tonight. And the storm is getting worse and everything. It's not going great. And at this point, Toni Collette, she's just stressed out because she sees little Omi. Omi, by the way, Grandma, she's just looking at the fire the whole time. It's just like, the demon has come. He shall engulf us all in his bag of death. And she's like, Omi, Yuki's like, who wants hot chocolate? And she has all this hot chocolate chat. She has candy canes and cookies and like, yeah. And the pug-faced boy's just like, pour it inside me. Pour it inside me. And they poured inside him, Chad, because he can't lift his arms anymore. He can't do it anymore, Chad. And they're having a good time. She made some authentic Germanic hot chocolate, Chad, like in a goddamn kettle and everything, like right near the fireplace. It's like, ooh, that's some quality shit right there. Got some authentic marshmallows. Ooh, that's some good stuff, Chad. That's some good stuff. And Max is saying, good old, Omi, she's sprecking the German chat. She's sprecking the German sprek. And Max saying, oh, she just says hot chocolate makes everything better. And Toni Collette's like, well, that's true. I could use a little hot chocolate myself. Add a little whiskey in there, would you? Or a little bit of rum. I'll even take some vodka as well. But at this point, everyone's getting a little stressed out because Beth has not called, and, Adam Scott's just like, hey, listen, maybe I'm going to go out there and look for her and just see if she's all right. And, Toni Collette's, that's good. But you shouldn't go out there alone. Look, the weather looks really bad. And, Adam Scott kind of do like a peace, on peace terms, Chad, trying to set up some sense of peace, some camaraderie with David Cockner. Says, hey, David Cockner, you want to come with me? He goes, hell yeah, man, I'll go with you. But, are you a little concerned about the crazy shit's going out there? He's like, yeah, a little bit. It's like, I got you, sir. And they go to his fucking Humvee. They go to his Humvee because they got to drive this thing down because the snow's just so bad, Chad. And they start driving, and they just see all these fucking cars overturned, Chad. It looks like it's like it's been ripped apart, Chad. It's like someone just ripped the victims out, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? What's happening to all these cars? And, David Cockner's like, looks like people like were trying to get out of their cars, and Adam Scott's like, looks like people were pulled out of their cars based on the indentation of the marks and the holes and things. It's very odd. Eventually, they park out in front of Beth's boyfriend house, and the whole house, chat, looks like it's abandoned. Front door's wide open, and they go inside, chat, and the whole thing's just frozen over. It looks like a giant explosion went off inside, and everything's just frozen over. The boyfriend's not there. His family's not there. The whole place looks like it was torn apart. They see just like all these giant scratches on the walls, chat. They see like these little Christmas cookies going, like they've been fucking impaled, chat, by knives and shit. It's like, what the fuck went down in there? And eventually they go to what looked like where it originated, chat, was from the chimney, and they go to the chimney, chat, and they see like that something like massive came down at, chat, kind of caved part of it in, and they're like, what the hell are those? And they see these hoof marks, chat, these hoof marks, and David Cockner's like, well, listen, I've seen tracks like this. Looks like elk. That's too big for a deer, or maybe even a goat. And Adam Scott's like, look at how these marks are, like, look how spaced apart they are. Like, what kind of fucking goat walks on its hind legs? Like, what the hell's going on here? And then they start hearing all this weird fucking noise in the house. Like, okay, let's get the hell out of here. I have no idea what the hell's going on. And so they go outside. And at this point, like, obviously, Madam Scott, he's legitimately very concerned for his daughter. He's like, Beth! He's, like, looking around the neighborhood for her. And David Cockner's like, fucking Madam Scott, I can't fucking walk that far. Come on, man. Just let me catch up. And all of a sudden, chat, a snow snake hentai monster grabs him from the depths of the snow and starts, just fucking flailing David Cockner around. Just dragging him into the depths. And Scott's like, holy fucking shit! And he goes after David Cockner. He's going after David Cockner. But this thing, whatever it is bitten down his leg, Chad. It's bitten down his leg and it's biting through the bone and the viscera and the bone marrow. He's like, fucking shoot it! And, at this point, Scott, he's like, where's your shotgun? He's like, here. But he keeps getting dragged. He can't give it to him. So at this one point, Scott just grabs David Cockner by from his collar, chat, and points his gun at him and goes, he's like, I have him. And then boom, 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 boom. It's like, oh my God, this is the opportunity. He's like, I can finally kill you now, and I would not take the blame. It's not what happened, Chad, because the family opens the door, and we see Adam Scott. He's carrying David Cockner, and his fucking leg has been eaten off, Chad. He has a stump. He's like, he's screaming and everything. They're like, holy shit, what happened? And he's like, just blood and viscera and just go, Jesus God. And they put him down on the couch, Chad. And like, we gotta fucking suture this thing. It's like, let's tie the veins together. It's actually just has a bite mark on him, Chad. I like the idea that he has a fucking stump now. So They take care of the stump and everything, chat. But Adam Scott's like, we can't scare the girls. What's the big deal? We can't scare the kids and the ladies on the home front here. Okay, don't want to give them the vapors or something. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. Someone just put a fucking bear trap in the snow or something. That's what really happened. And they're like, fucking bear trap. That doesn't sound right. That sounds fucking weird. That sounds fucking weird, but thankfully they that Eagle Scout training came in handy, and he takes the appropriate amount of time to make sure that the leg it's clean, it's not infected, it's all wrapped up, chats, and David Cockney is very appreciative of Adam Scott. The rest of the movie, him and Adam kind of bond, and through their shared trauma and tragedy, chat. Nothing will make you bump a person better than tragedy and trauma and fear of death, chat. You'll love the person you hated if you're trying to survive together. That's just typically what happens, chat. But it was a very scary situation at that point. Now, at this point, you have some of the other family members, they're bonding as well. You have the two sisters, Toni Collette and Linda. They're going back and forth, remembering their childhood and talking about their decisions and how they're both kind of not happy, but they're trying to make the best of it. They're trying to reignite their love for their loved ones and for the children, Chad. They've just been through a lot. They've been through a lot. You even have Aunt Dorothy, she's taking care of the kids. She's like, all right, you little shits, I'm going to tell you how to make peppermint schnapps. And she goes to the goddamn kitchen and she's like, all right, here's your fucking coffee and or hot chocolate. Here's a little bit of sweetness. Here's the candy cane in there, and you add the most important ingredient, a little bit of that spice. She's just fucking pouring also schnapps and everything else you can find in there. It's like, oh, it makes it so nice. She's like, all right, and the pug-faced boys are like, put it inside me. He's like, all right, here you go. He's like, I can't lift it. Fucking ladle it into him. There you go. He's like, oh, this is good. It's so good. Gives all the rest of the kids. And Max is the only one that's like, I feel kind of really concerned about my sister. He goes to his dad. He's like, Dad, where's Beth? And he's like, I don't know. Probably with her boyfriend. He's like, where's the boyfriend? He's like, I don't know where they are. And he's like, Dad, are we gonna die? He's like, buddy, no, we're not gonna die. Why would you think that? No, this is just an ecological disaster. That's all it is. We can get through it. We've gone through ecological disasters before, little buddy. It's okay. And the thing is, chat, so then they start hearing all these goddamn noises around the house, like things scurrying around, like little footsteps and stuff. And they're like, oh, it was just squirrels. Aunt Dorothy, that sounds like a big fucking squirrel. I guess they're just up there pulling off their nuts, huh? Like she's very upfront about everything, chap. And meanwhile, fucking Omi's just fucking staring. She's just staring into the fire and going, the darkness has arrived and has taken one of my grandchildren. Soon they will come for the rest. He will finish what he has always intended to finish. And like, Omi, is everything okay? She's like, who would like gingerbread cookies? And they're like, gingerbread, yay, we love you, Omi. She's like, I know you do, but that love will not protect us from the demon that will come. And they're like, what? And she's like, how about some hot chocolate? She's like, yeah. How about some vanilla hot chocolate? Ooh, that sounds cool. She's like always covering her like very dark thoughts and speeches with like baked goods. Like, Omi, you should tell them some of these things that are happening. You know, you went through this before many years ago in Germany, in the fatherland, but she's not going to say anything, chat. Irresponsible. But at this point, chat, they're like, okay, the situation has gotten serious. Let's fucking board up all the windows. David Cockner and Adam Scott say, well, there might be looters outside, might be some crazy people, so let's board up all the windows in the house. So they do that, and it's very late, and people are sleeping. They're all together in the one room. And Adam Scott and David Cockner are bonding. David Cockner basically says, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry that I always kind of considered you a spineless dick. You're defending the household, man. The shepherd protects his flock, and you're a hell of a good shepherd. He's like, thank you, David Cockner, for that compliment mixed with that insult. But I thank you. But he means well. He means well. And I'll take first watch. David Cockner's like, no, man, no. My leg's already feeling better. You did a great job. You go ahead. Sleep with your family. Take care of your wife, your kids. I'll take first watch. Like, hey, thanks, David Cockner. We best buds. And he's like, hell yeah, we are. Fist bump. And they fist bump, and they do like the middle-aged white guy version of the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers power grab chat from Predator. It's not as cool as Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger though. And David Cockner, he takes first watch, chat, and promptly falls asleep, chat. He fails in his duties as a shepherd, chat. And the fire has gone low, chat. The fire has gone low. And the last source of light inside the home, chat, is the goddamn iPad. But eventually, boop, battery goes to zero, chat. Battery goes to zero. And you start to hear all this all these little laughing sounds, all these little scurrying, everything like that. And you hear some rustling near the chimney, chat, and you see this giant hook connected to this chain being lowered down in the chimney until it's right there, under the smoldering embers, chat. And what's on top of the hook, chat? A very plump, tasty looking gingerbread man. And what character you think smelled it first, chat? Yes, the pug face boy. He says, butter doodles. And he wakes up, he's like, oh, cookie. And he waddles over there, chat. He's like, yeah. Honestly, this kid did not have long in this world anyway, chat. His fight or flight instincts aren't great, chat. If you would honestly go, I've never seen this weird, strange, demonic hook before. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking touch it. No, you wouldn't touch it. You'd be like, what the fuck is that? You would immediately wake everybody up and like, what the hell is this? What is this? But no, fat boy, he's like, put it inside me. And he grabs the cookie, chat. He grabs the cookie off the hook and he goes, and he looks at it, chat, and the cookie goes, the cookie freaks the fuck out. It's alive, chat. He's like, oh no! And this thing just jumps around him, chat. All these little cookie monsters come down, and they all jump around him and wrap like a giant chain around him, chat. They wrap the chain around him, and they right into his fat, right into that back face, like, Mom, my back fat, my most defining feature. And they start dragging him up in the chimney, chat. And they're like, oh! Everyone wakes up and go, what the fuck? And they see the fat pug face boy being dragged up in the chimney. And Toni Collette's like, no! And she goes from shit. She grabs his little chubby legs. And she's trying to pull him down and everything, but she's being dragged up too. Everyone's like, holy shit. And they're all David Cockner, he grabs a leg, chat. Adam Scott grabs a leg. Linda, she's grabbing everything that she can grab, chat. Oh, I gotta hold on to something. As they're all being pulled up the fucking chimney. It's chaos and everything. And Toni Collette, she's like halfway up the chimney going, ah! And she sees the cookie. She sees the cookies going, nah, nah, nah. And they start stabbing her hands of candy canes, chat. Like, nah, nah, nah. It's like, oh my God, it's a goddamn, there's a massacre going on, chat. There's blood and sugar and just diabetes everywhere, chat. All the diabetes is everywhere. It's chaos. That kid's gonna feed them for a few days. He will. It's true. I might have to put the rest of the meat in cold storage, though. We'll see that soon enough. Thank you, Darkseid. That was funny. And they're being dragged up there. The thing is, though, Chad, the fire has been reignited because of all the commotion and everything. And one of the logs, it rolls over to the Christmas tree, and the president all fucking goes up in a blaze, and like, just goes up in a goddamn blaze. That's why you go for those plastic trees, shit. Those plastic trees. Those other trees, Chad, like real trees, if they don't get proper water, they're gonna dry out fast, and that's fucking kindling for the fire. That shit will go up like that, Chad. So very, very smart. I don't, hey, you get one of the tree you want to get. I don't even have a tree anymore, but just be careful of that shit, chat, because it can go up in the goddamn... The house is fucking... Half the house is on fucking fire. And I was like, oh, shit. Half the family room, chat. They're trying to pull it out, and Adam Scott's like, Max, go get the fire extinguisher. And, he puts the tree out, chat, as they're fighting for Howie. Eventually, they drag him down pretty far, chat, but then they see all the fucking demonic Christmas cookies going, nah, nah, nah. And Toni Collette, she has to let go, chat, because her hands have been stabbed with so many candy canes, chat. She's like, she has candy canes. Her fingers are now candy canes at this point. She's got, like, little meat stubs for hands. It's like, Jesus Christ, Toni Collette, no. And eventually they take him up there, and David Cockner's like, no, Howie! And he goes, butter noodles! And he's like, he didn't get his butter noodles, Chad, didn't get his butter noodles. And at this point, people are fucking panicking. People are very, very scared about the situation. It's not going great. It's really not going great. And Grandma's like, all right, everyone stop arguing. She ignites the flame. She says, this has happened a long time ago. This happened to me and to my village. And they're like, Grandma, why didn't you tell us before? She's like, I needed the proper dramatic moment to do so. Okay? I need the drama. And we get this wonderful flashback sequence that's kind of like, it's animated, chat, kind of like almost had like a stop motion animation feel to it. Very, very cool. And we are taking to Nazi Germany. We're taking to Nazi Germany, chat, where Graham was growing up in, chat. It was one of these German villages that was very much abused by the Nazis. Took all the food and everything for the war, for the Great War effort, chat, against the Allies, against the Allied dogs, as it was often said in the German Nazi propaganda newspapers. And her family suffered, her whole village suffered, and like how they were occasionally given bread and foodstuffs, and they not enough for everybody, and how they just tore at each other, chat. They were so angry. They beat the shit out of little baby grandma Omi. It's like, no, not baby Omi, grandma. And they're punching her in her face for like a piece of bread. Chat. It's terrible. And you know, she wanders back home and sees her family arguing, sees her mom and dad yelling at each other, and she's like, but what about Christmas? They're like, fuck Christmas, it's over, it's canceled. And they grab little Santa and they rip it, and it's like, there you go, there's your fucking Christmas. And they walk away. She's like, no, and she's so sad. And she has it, chat. She's by the fireplace, and she has all these thoughts, and how everyone was just so horrible during this time. Because that's fucking, you know, it's war, chat, everything. Everyone's on goddamn edge. And she's like, you know, fuck them all. And she burns her little Santa figurine. She burns her little Santa doll, chat. And it's like, should have done that, chat, because that was very similar to Max's letter, what he did. And we see her in her bed, chat, and she sees Krampus. She sees Krampus and his workers, his elves, and all of his other little monstrosities, chat, as they drag her parents and family and friends, the entire village away, chat. It's the same thing. So, like, this little town here was also all dragged away by Krampus and his underlings, chat. And then Krampus has the fucking gall to go, hey, I got you, girl. Winks at her, and here's your present. Gives her a fucking ornament which says Krampus on it. And then she, at the anniversary, people are like, what the hell, Omi? And she produces the ornament she had, which says Krampus. And David Cocker's like, I am not going to believe this senile bullshit. This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy, okay? We got to defend the goddamn household at this point, all right? I'm going to go back to my fucking Humvee. I'm going to get the stuff that we need, all right? I'm going to go get my son. And he fucking goes out there, chat, the Humvee completely fucking destroyed. It's been flattened. It's like, what? So, that's fucking lost at this point. And then, chat, what do we see in the outside? This very pug-faced looking snowman just going, buttered noodles, frozen buttered noodles. Like, the kid's been turned to a snowman, chat. They ate most of him, and they used the rest of the meat, chat, to form a blood snowman meat statue. And so that's what happened to little Howie Chase. Been turned into a meat snowman statue. It's fucking dark as shit. He's like, Howie, no! But eventually they get him back in their house at this point, chat. It's not great. It's not great. You know, everyone's just like, okay, what can we fucking do to get out of here? And they're like, all right, I think we'll stay here for right now. We'll defend the homestead, but we need to have a backup plan eventually. Okay. On our way to one of the houses, chat, when they were looking for Beth, who, you know, is presumed dead at this point, they're like, okay, we gotta write her off, and her boyfriend. And pass by a snow plow. Maybe we can commandeer that thing and ride it to the edge of town at this point. But for right now, let's just prep. Let's see the resources that we have, and we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there. Eventually, Linda's gone fucking nuts in a way. She's like, I'm just going to take the presents that have been burned and, like, hide them for the kids. It's like Christmas. So it's like, get a hold of yourself, Linda. And she's like, I'm sorry. I just miss my son. He's been turned into a meat blob snowman. I'm so sad. She's like, I know. It's been rough. And they put the rest of the presents in the attic, chat. But, some of those presents don't look too good. They don't look too good. They look a little deceptive to me. And later on, the two tomboy girls, chat, they're like, we got to go to the bathroom. We ate too much cheese. They ate way too much cheese, chat. Remember the macaroni and hot dogs? It's a goddamn platter, just this huge container filled. They ate all of it, chat. And they had a lot of blockage, chat. But now that shit's got to come out of them, chat. It'd be too much. And so I got to go to the bathroom. And Aunt Dorothy, she's watching the kids. She's like, well, don't fucking shit here in front of me. Go to the bathroom. And the thing is, though, chat, apparently Aunt Dorothy, she blocked the other... She blocked the downstairs bathroom with her own cheesy hot dog shits, and it's like, you gotta go up the upstairs bathroom. And so they venture up the upstairs bathroom, chat, and all the power's out, it's all creepy and spooky. And all of a sudden they hear Beth's voice, chat. They hear Beth's voice. But it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like, hello, fellow cousin. It's just like, that doesn't sound like Beth to me. And they're like, Beth, is that you? Yes, it is me. Why don't you come up here and play with us? And they're like, Beth, everyone's been looking for you. And they're like, you can tell them soon after I finish talking to you. And they're like, okay. And they go up the stairs. Keep it, Larry. How you doing, my friend? They go up the goddamn stairs, chat, and, and they hear, it's like, something bad's happening, chat. Something bad is happening. And, they go to Aunt Dorothy, and she's like, hey, don't blame me. They had blocked up cheese hot dog balls. I mean, you don't want that down here. What was I going to do? They had to go to the bathroom. I said, the bathroom's upstairs. I ain't going to waddle up there after them, man. And they're like, shit. They go upstairs, chat. Adam Scott, Tony Collette, and Linda, while, David Cockner, he stays downstairs to protect the rest of the kids and Aunt Dorothy. And so they go up there, Chet. They go up there, and they go up to the attic, and they're like, cats, and they don't hear nothing, Chet, but they hear something going, and they're like, what the hell is that? And they see what came out look like this Jack-in-a-Box, Chat, and it's like wrapped in this bed sheet, and it's this giant worm clown thing, Chat, and it's voring one of the daughters, Chat. It's just in the process, it's like 7/8 of the way through, Chet, of eating this kid, and it swallows one of the girls, and they're like, he's just like, I'm voring, no, and they're like, get him, and they're trying to get him, Chat, but he's despite voring, looked like a 175-pound girl, he moves pretty goddamn quick, this giant clown vor slug worm thing, and it's trying to get away. But, Toni Collette, she dives for a chap, and then she's like, wait a minute, because she's, like, fighting with him. Then she sees, like, above her, like, a little angel, this thing, like a little angel. And it goes, ah! And this fucking angel thing, like you normally put on a tree check, it's all demonic and shit, starts attacking her face and starts scratching her face. She's like, trying to, like, scratch her eyes out and everything. She's fucking screaming. And, Linda, she's like, oh shit! She goes over the chair, but then a giant fucking teddy bear attacks her chair and starts munching on her arm. She's like, just taking huge meat chunks, Chet, because typically in the wild, Chet, bears, they don't give a fuck. They'll start eating you before they kill you. They will literally sit on you and just start just eating you like that. It's a goddamn nightmare. That's the last thing you need. And Adam Scott, he's trying to help both of them, Chet, but then he gets attacked by like a little Michael Myers stabby robot toy that has like a knife, and he goes right into his back. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I love it. So the humor's still there, Chet. Eventually, there's some shenanigans going on downstairs as well. Because in the kitchen, Chat, you hear all this, all these little footsteps and everything. David Cockner's like, shit, he fucking cocks the shotgun. He's like, I'm going in. And he sees all the fucking gingerbread men, Chat, just destroying the kitchen. He's like, holy shit. And they go, and they start fucking attacking him, Chat. They grab a nail gun and they start firing all these nails. They fire all these nails in his wound, Chat, into his stump. And he's like, it's all horrific, Chat. And he has like a cheese cutting board as they're firing all the nails in him. Meanwhile, we cut up back upstairs, Chat. Things are still not going great. The weird vor worm, the clown vor worm, Chat, has gone into a vent, and Linda's like, no! And she's like, I gotta be a badass now. Linda has her moment, Chat, where she fucking rips the teddy bear off, throws it down the goddamn stairs, grabs a bat, whacks it on the little Michael Myers robot toy that's stabbing Adam Scott, and just grabs the angel thing on Toni Collette's head and throws that also down the stairs. While she goes after the clown vor worm, and she manages to fight a little bit, Chat, but it just slinks away. It just propels itself forward, and it gets away. And she's like, no, one of my two daughters. So not going great. But thankfully, Chat, the other daughter, she's just been kind of cocooned in the bile of the vor clown worm, and she's safe. She's safe, Chat. But the other daughter, she's digested and dead. And so they take that girl down. Meanwhile, we cut to David Cockner, Chat, and the Gingermen are still trying to murder him. And they fired all the nails in the cheese board, Chat. They finally stop. David Cockner's like, fuck this. And he grabs his fucking shotgun, Chat. And he sees like, I think it's like I think the oven or something like that. He fires into it, and boom, it blows up, and it burns a little gingerbread man. It's hilarious, because gingerbread are like, no! They're like running around like this. They're like, they're trying to put each other out and everything. They're just running around on fire. Eventually, just one of them dies. He's like, my legs! His legs are gone. He starts melting, and the other one dies. And they're like, no! And actually, there's two left. And they all start, there's like, burn in hell, you little fuckers! And they're like, you did this to our brothers! And they start running towards him. They're like, He's like, oh! And he fucking shoots one of them, explodes. And the last one's like, yeah! And he's like, it's great. It's so one of the CGI is so goofy. And then he's like, it's just about to stab him, Chat. He's out of ammo. Then whomp. He's like, what? And then, Chat, we see the bulldog. The bulldog has vored the gingerbread man, Chat. A lot of vor in this thing. A lot of vor. And so the gingerbread man has been defeated, and Rosie is the MVP, along with Linda, Chat, of this particular scene. Eventually, we head back downstairs. Should we head back downstairs? Things aren't going great. Things are pretty stressed. Everyone's like, one of the kids got vored, and David Cockner's like, I fought a bunch of gingerbread people, but it's they're very stressed. They're very stressed at this point. Like, how could it get any worse, Chad? It can't get worse because the fucking angel starts to attack them again, attacks Tony Collette, attacks David Cockner. Oh, that's right. That's what happens. So while this is all going on, Chad, they hear the giant clown horn moving around the house. They hear it in the ventilation system. And Rosie's like, like Rosie's barking in the ventilation shaft. And David Cocker's, go get him, Rosie, go get him. And they send Rosie into the ventilation shaft, Chad, chasing after the clown worm. The thing is, though, Chad, shouldn't have done that because Rosie, even though she was tough, she's no match against a clown worm, chat, and it also vores Rosie, sadly. But thankfully, chat, because the biomass is so heavy inside the worm. Thank you! Fairway Maiden for the 11 biddies. Appreciate that. Pachinski saves the day, kind of, except in this scene, and he gets vored in the next 5 minutes. And then the whole fucking upstairs just falls down, chat, because the vor room is so filled with dog and tomboy girl. And so that the thing comes down, it's like, oh, and they're like, oh, fucking panicking at this point. It's just goddamn crazy and shit. And, David Cockner's just like, Adam Scott's like, David Cockner, shoot it. He's like, oh, but then the angel comes down above him and starts scratching at his face and his eyes. He's like, and he drops the shotgun, chat. And at this point, though, who fucking steps up to save the goddamn day, chat? Aunt Dorothy. She fucking gets off the recliner, chat. She grabs the shotgun, she goes, boom, and she starts shooting all these things, chat. Shoots the goddamn angel. It's just like out of the goddamn, it was embedded in a wreath. Shoots the giant clown vor room and everything. She's like, move aside. She's hitting all of the monsters, chat. She's taking out every single one. Every single one at this point. I feel sorry for the pupper too, sir, maybe. I didn't want the doggy to get eaten, but it did. It got vored, just like the little girl. And Dorothy's like, okay, I got you guys. I fucking, my bowels have been cleansed. I'm a little lighter now. I feel good. What else you got to throw at me? I can do it. I can defend my family. See, everyone has a moment. Everyone has a moment in the movie. But then, chat, they hear the jingle bells, jingle bells. They hear those jingle bells, chat. And it's like, and, Omi's just like, oh my God, it's the elves. And then, boom, as Aunt Dorothy, she hears them, like, I'm ready for him. The whole goddamn living room explodes from the outside, shit. And Aunt Dorothy's like, boom, she fucking flies all the way back. She hits the goddamn wall. Dead. No, not Aunt Dorothy. No. Actually, she's not dead, chat. She just got really fucked up. She's like really fucked up at this point. And all these fucking little elves, just like, they look like the troll. They look like the goblins from Troll 2, chat. And they all come in there like, yeah, they all start surrounding everybody. They tie up Aunt Dorothy in the same chains they tied up the little pug-faced boy. They take the baby. They steal the baby, chat. The little baby's like, yeah, remember the baby? They steal that fucking baby. And they run away with it. He's like, no, not the baby. Baby's gone, chat. And Aunt Dorothy, she's all tied up in the chain. She's like, I'll see you all in hell. And they drag her away, chat. It goes, woo! They drag her out the window. It's just not going great. And they surround the rest of the family, chat. They surround the rest of the surviving members at this point, have their little spear, their candy cane spears, and just regular spears, chat. They're about to attack them, eat them, whatever, chat. But then they hear the sleigh bells, chat. Not of Santa Claus, no, of Krampus. And he's like, he has claimed them, so we must leave. And so they leave, chat. At this point, they're like, okay, we got to get the fuck out of here now. Now's not time. We got to move. We got to fucking move, okay? This is what we have left. We got to get out of here. So they're all getting prepared to grabbing anything that they had, heading out the door. Omi's just like, I can't go. I can't go. And like Mac's like, no, Grandma, you got to go. You got to go. I just think you have to come with us, okay? And she's like, no, I can't. She's like, Grandma, this is all my fault. This is the reason why this is all happening. And she's like, it's not your fault, okay? Like, I did the same thing many years ago. It's not your fault. Don't believe that's your fault, okay? You didn't know. You didn't know, okay? I have to stand against him because I didn't do that all those years ago in Nazi Germany, and I must do it now. And so she kind of fakes like, oh, I'm going to come with you, right? And like her son goes to her. He's like, no, Mom, we got to go like right now. And she's like, okay, I'll go with you. But then she fucking bamboozled her son because then she locks the door behind him. And she's like, Mom, no, Mom. And she's like, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you and your wife and your beautiful children, or the ones that's left alive at least. But I got to do this. She's like, Mom, no. But he's like, fuck it. He's like, we got to go. And then we get a great scene. We get a fucking great scene, chat. We have Omi. She's just sitting in the living room, chat, just staying in the living room, chat, and then she sees the chimney. The chimney's all buckling and everything as Krampus has arrived. And he goes boom, and he comes out of the chimney. And the puppetry and the suit they have on this thing, this guy, I don't know what it is, amazing, chat. It looks so goddamn good. And we see in the trailer, chat, where this thing just presents itself in front of Omi, and he kind of reaches out to her like this of his clawed fucking hand, chat. And he's like to touch her face and hair and everything, like remembers her, and he's like, she's like, no. And then she presents the little jingle, the little ornament that he gave to her all those years, those decades ago. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. Good times, yeah, good times, right?" He goes, "Hey, want to see what's in my hell sack?" And he presents the hell sack to her, chat, like where all his toys would be. She's like, "Oh my god!" And all these fucking little toys and ornaments, chat, go, "Nah!" And they all jump upon Omi, chat, and they eat her alive. It's like, what? What? What's happening in this movie? And so then we hard cut, chat. We're outside, and everyone's running to the snowplow. Everyone's like, but the snow's so goddamn tall at this point, chat. It's up to their fucking waist. It's taking forever to get there, chat. Oh, it's miserable. The snow's getting down there. Remember, like as a kid, you get snow down the back of your shirt. It's like, ooh, no, it feels so bad, chat. So imagine that times 1,000, and they're running everything like this. But oh no, the fucking weird snow snakes are back, Chet, and they go slither. And they're slithering around, Chet, and fucking Adam Scott, he's trying to keep him off his family and everything like that. And he's like, shoot at him, like, Tony Collette's like, "Adam Scott, no, I love you." He's like, "I love you too." And they smooch. And he's like, go, I'll fucking hold him off. But he doesn't hold him off, Chet. He shoots him until he's on him, and they go, boom, and they grab him, Chet. He goes, "I'll be with you, Mom." And they fucking grab him, and they take him underneath the snow, Chet, like, holy shit. And they keep running, Chet, they keep running. At this point, the only people who are left now are Max, one of the two tomboys, Tony Collette, and Linda. But then Linda, oh no, it gets her in the ass, Chad. It's like, "Give me that ass." It goes, "No." And they're dragging her via the ass, Chad, into the snow. She's like, "No." And Tony Collette's like, "Hold on." And she puts the kids inside the snowplow, Chad. But then Linda's like, "I love you, sister. I love you too. Protect my kids." And then she's dragged in the snow by the snow serpents. But then Tony Collette, she's about to get inside the snowmobile, chat, but oh no! A fucking elven spear is thrusted through her chest, chat. She goes, and she's like, and she's like, "I love you." And she's dragged into the snow as well. Max is like, "Mom!" It's horrible, chat. And so now, Max and his cousin, chat, they're the only survivors. They're in there. He's trying to start the fucking thing, but he's like, "I have only driven a hybrid. This is a fucking stick. I don't know how to drive this," chat. And the elves have descended upon them, chat. The elves have descended upon them. And the elves have started to, they rip the fucking cousin out of the goddamn snowplow, chat, and they drag her away. And Max, and after that, they all clear out. And Max gets out. And the only figure that is still there, chat, is Krampus. And he just walks up to Max. He walks up to Max and everything. And you see him, chat. Like, he has like a human-esque face, but he has this giant long tongue and everything, this rotten-looking teeth, and these huge horns that come up out of his head. It's really creepy looking. And he goes, "Hey, hold on. I got something for you. Hold on. And he looks in his sack of hell, chat, and he produces a box. He goes, "There you go. Merry Christmas." And he fucking walks away, chat. He walks away, chat. And Max, he opens up the little gift, chat, and it's the same ornament his grandmother had, chat. It says Krampus on. He goes, "Ah!" He's like, "No, it can't end this way. It cannot end this way." Honestly, it would have been a cool. And there's the movie, chat. There it is. Don't fucking be a dick for the whole year. You know, try to work things out with your family. But then he's like, "Nah, I fucking can't do this." And he goes, he's like, I gotta confront Krampus and his underlings and everything. I gotta set things right. And he goes there, chat, until he hears like these giant cloven hooves. Like Krampus rides these, they're connected to his own sleigh, chat. These giant, like, hell beast goat deer things. They look like rams or something. Very, very scary. These giant black, or like Black Phillips. Like Black Phillips if he took steroids, chat. It's crazy looking. All these elves are like, "Yeah," you know, having a good time and shit and everything. And they see his cousin. His cousin's still there. He's like, "No. She's all screaming and shit. And the elves is like, Max is like, wait. And she goes, "Wait, Max, help me." But no, it's too late, shit, because apparently they have cracked open the earth, chat, to hell, and they push the cousin into the bowels of hell. She's like, "No!" And she falls into hell, chat. And it's like, holy shit, this is dark. And then he's like, "Wait a minute, stop all of this, please. I take it back. I take it all back, please." And Krampus, the old elves are like, "Yeah." But Krampus is like, hold on, I want to hear this out. And Krampus, he lowers himself to Max's level. He's like, "What's up?" And he's just like, "I'm sorry for everything, okay? I didn't know this would happen. I love my family. I know we don't always get along, but I don't want, this can't be what it leads to. Okay, I know families disagree. We have our differences, but we come together for this holiday, and we have to, you know, embrace the best of us. Embrace what makes us who we are, and we could typically find things that we all have in common, and we can hold on to those things, and we can all have a good time and love one another." And Max starts crying. He starts crying. He's saying all these things, and Krampus is just like, oh. And he takes out one clawed hand, chat, and he wipes away the tear, and he goes, fuck you, and grabs him. He grabs Max, chat. He's holding him over the bowels of hell, and he's like, wait a minute. He's like, no, you're talking all that shit, man. Talking all that shit. To the hell with you. And he fucking throws him into hell. Remember, he says this before he throws him. Hey, Max, remember when I said I only let you live? He goes, yeah, I lied. And boom, he's like, ah! And he falls into the depths of hell. And that, chat, is Krampus. That is the holiday Christmas horror classic, chat, Krampus, chat. Appreciate what you got. Appreciate what you got. Don't fight with your family. No, it doesn't end, chat, because all of a sudden, boom, he wakes up back in his bed. He's like, whoa, wait, huh? It's like that time when you think you're falling in your sleep, and you go, whoa. I was like, oh, I'm not falling, I'm good. Kind of like you're in that almost asleep, but not really asleep, and you catch yourself. He's like, what the fuck's going on? And he goes downstairs, chat. It's all sunny outside. There's snow on the ground, of course, but it's a nice snowy, sunny Christmas. And he sees his entire family in the living room. They're like, oh, Max, come down here, man. Come down here. They're like, whoa. And everyone's happy. Everyone's sharing presents, eating fucking food. And he's like, whoa. And he's just like, oh, it was all a fucking dream. It's great. And they all have a great time. They all have a great time, chat. Everyone's getting along. Tony Collette, Linda, her sister, David Cockner, Adam Scott, all the kids are getting along, chat. Aunt Dorothy, she's fucking drunk as hell. She's great when she's drunk. She's a happy drunk, chat. She's not a mean drunk. Apparently, she gets nicer when she gets more drunk. And the dog's there, chat. The dog's there. Rosie's happy. Beth's alive, too. Beth's there and everything. The baby's alive. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's having a great time. And he goes, yeah, wow, guys, this is such an amazing time. I can't believe it. It's weird. I had like the worst dream imaginable. It was crazy. It was very dark, and it was like kind of, I don't know if you guys heard of him, but it dealt with the character of Krampus and like his underlings and elves. It just felt so real. And they're like, oh yeah, I had that dream. And another person says, I had that dream. He's like, wait a minute. We all had the same dream? And they're like, what the hell? And a camera slowly backs out, chat, backs out of the house, chat, and we see that the house is inside a snow globe, chat, and is put on the tree of Krampus in his domain, chat, in his lair, where it's filled with dozens, if not hundreds, of all the little snow globes, chat. He's always watching. And that, my friends, is the Christmas holiday comedy horror classic, Krampus, chat. Now, I have an idea for both endings. So, no, first of all, my review, in terms of, I would give it full price, chat. Very enjoyable film. Highly recommend it. Pair it with Gremlins. You're going to have a great time. Now, for the ending, I think it's interpreted both ways. Chat. It's either they're actually in prison there for eternity, and they cannot escape, or he's always going to watch them. He's like, okay, well, all right, you renounce your wish and everything, but now I'm going to fucking watch you. What do you guys think it was? End scene. So he's Josh, yes. There's no one eating fucking broccoli in a public restroom, though. What are you talking about? High full price, says Devin. Nice. And then Freddy Krueger makes it right. I expect him. It's like, how you doing? He lives right next door to his fucking boiler room. Oh. I always thought, chat, that first I thought, oh, he's in prison then, but I'm kind of like, maybe he's just watching them. The whole thing is like, you better not pout, you better not be bad and all that shit. I'm telling you why, because I'm always watching. Be like that. I think he's just keeping tabs. That's what I thought. I think he's just keeping tabs. It was like, okay, you got to be good now. I'm going to come back. I'm going to fuck you guys up again. Got to relive this experience. I always thought that way, chap. I think it message why he's just watching him from now on. I think that's what it is, too. Not as dark. I always took it as he imprisoned everyone killed in the snow globes, their own personal hells. Whoa! That's dark and creepy. I mean, I could be that one, too. It could very much be that one. For the Krantz appear, there's a jump scare. Oh, yeah, and then the demon toys jump up. That's true. That was unnecessary. JT, Krampus is always watching for potential sequels. Yup. 4 out of 5. Milady. I regret saying that. I have no idea why. Because she said yes. She said, sir. I'm like, sir, I was going to say, I should have said miss. I fucked it up. Now it's going to haunt me forever. No! Oh, my God. Yeah, he's like an evil Santa, Fairway Man. He's like an evil demonic goat Santa. No, a family died and Krampus trapped their souls in skull. What? Oh my God, it's so twisted. Oh, it makes it so much worse. I mean, I dig it, I dig it. Santa, Krampus and Santa should fight. They should. That should set up for the sequel. Tips for Dora, my lord. All the shit's happening while Santa's bullying the shit out of Rudolph. Exactly. All at the same time, chat. All these films are connected, chat. It's one shared universe. And you have Krampus torturing the family, and then you have Rudolph, and he's going through his stuff right now. It's terrible. Don't really enjoy the review, Chris. Funny. So thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. No, this is a fun movie, chat. Seriously. Highly recommend checking this out. I don't know what streaming service is on, but I own it. I own the film. I bought it like years ago on Black Friday. It was like for $5, and it's very much worth that, chat. It's such a fun film. Michael, I want to see him to return to more filmmaking like this, personally, chat. Personally. But it's an amazing movie. Highly recommend checking it out. Oh, but yeah, there you go, guys. That was my review for the Krampus. Now, my friends, I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to take a brief break. I'm going to refill my beverage, and then I will come back and do some reviews for Courage Cowardly Dog, chat. Excuse me. Doing episode 2, The Shadow of Courage, and Dr. LeQuack, Amnesia Specialist, chat. Stick around, chat. Entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. I shall return with more whiskey.